Hey guys, it's Trit this time. And like, yeah, don't know if I possibly look like a goth or the nun, but I haven't used the white face paint since I cosplayed Candy from Five Nights at Candy, so like this happened. I was trying to do like, I don't know, I guess kind of makeup inspired by the nun, which is gonna be like hypocritical in a bit for this video. But yeah, I was like, this one wanted to be the best and worst of 2024 video, and then the next one will be the nun review. So yeah, like, I don't know, could see this as like my first attempt at actual goth makeup with like the white face paint, or could just be like, I don't know, the nun. Yeah, probably a terrible conflict, but anyway. Yeah, some other things to mention before actually getting to the video is one, yeah, it's the end of July. I know, the year's almost over. I don't care. I'm wanting to still do a, I guess, kind of like recap kind of thing, best and worst of last year. And two, yeah, it's not gonna be like everything that was made in 2024. It's gonna be the things that like we ended up watching last year. So yeah, so basically things are gonna be from like different like decades and stuff. So yeah, whoops. So like not everything from 2024. Whoops. And then three, but I don't hear blue again. Not sure if y'all can see it now, but like, yeah, we don't hear blue again. Like, yeah, that was back in like May, so probably like mostly faded out now. And four, we have a new job, so we're not a housekeeper at a nursing home anymore. We're now a gooder at a Walmart. Yay! Yeah, we like that job a bit more. Yeah, we like it more actually than being in a nursing home. Was And then fifth thing is I don't know. I think we're like 301 subscribers or something like that. But like, yay! Thanks to like the subscribers. Didn't think that we would actually have like that many people that like us, because like all over the place of like schedule for filming and uploading, and then just basically post random shit like that. But yeah, I'm like glad that a lot of people actually like our channel. Yay! Yeah. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all for the beginning stuff of intro. So yeah, right? Oh yeah. And I guess sixth thing is, yeah, we're filming this at like 8, almost 9 p.m. So yeah, we're probably gonna get tired real quick, but it's fine. But yeah, haven't filmed in a while, so yeah, I'm just like, let's do it now. Oh, we feel like it. But yeah, so like I said, today is like best and worst of 2024, for at least what we've watched from last year. What we watched last year. Yeah, actually a good thing is we only have like one like worst movie. We can, I guess, talk about that later. So yeah, and I think we tried doing like a recap, like a year recap thing for. I can't remember how we did because I haven't watched the video in a while. But yeah, basically, since last year it was mostly horror movies that we watched and didn't watch much anime or any like LGBT movies. Or actually I think we watched one. But we didn't put that on here because I'm like, anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Like basically this is mainly gonna be horror movies with like one anime. So yeah. And basically have like categories of like creepiest and like least favorite, goriest, funniest, like favorite in general, most surprising, disturbing, foreign. Yeah, this is fun. So I don't know why we're filming this nighttime, but yeah, start with, okay, also have phone Oh God, maybe not. Like phone. I also have notes for this year's media that we're watching. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. It's my phone notes. My phone. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, first one is the creepiest, which is probably not a good thing to start with at nighttime, but it's fine. Creepiest movie that we watched. Yeah, that was Smile from 2022. Oh God. Like that movie, uh, I guess you could say that the actors did good with the creepy smiles, and whoo. And some scenes were no, no, I don't know, just I think we might have liked the concept because it kind of seemed like it follows, but I don't know, it was very creepy to us. Mainly, I guess, because of the creepy smiles that everybody would have if the one person is being followed by the smile demon or smile monster. Because the person would end up seeing other people smiling creepily and ooh, and then they end up possibly killing themselves, mainly in front of another person, so the smile monster can be transferred to them. And basically the plot. And the main character is actually a psychiatrist who actually didn't understand what her patient was going through until she killed herself in front of her and transferred the smile demon to her. Whew, that movie. We will actually review that one. All of the movies that we'll be mentioning, we'll probably review later or already reviewed. And that one, yeah, creepy. Especially the one scene that's actually in the trailer of I think it's the main character's sister. She goes to the car door, and then her freaking head snaps all around the clock. Yeah, I think that made us actually jump probably when we watched the trailer and when we watched the movie. So yeah, and then also just the smile demon itself. I'm what the? Yeah. I'll get that movie out of the way. Woo! I mean, liked it. Yeah, we liked it. Interesting concept. And we do want to watch the second movie, but just creepy. As I said, the creepiest movie we watched last year was Smile. Woo! We did have our anxiety medicine today, but brain is still what if? So yeah, so now. Get the bad one out of the way first. Okay. Whew. The next one. I'm not sure. I guess we can do the worst one last. You do the good ones first, the bad one last. So next one, I think it was the goriest, would be evildeadrise from 2023. I remember seeing the trailer for that one and was what the, kind of creeped out by it, because I think seeing the mom through a little peephole at the apartment door, I was hey, that was when she got possessed, because that was creepy. But oh my god, yes, that was the goriest movie that we watched last year. Just so much blood everywhere, especially the ending scene. It was whew, the goriest. So much blood. But yeah, Evil Dead Rise is basically, I think, it's the continuation of Evil Dead. And we haven't watched Evil Dead, even the original movies. But yeah, our cousin just saw it on Netflix and was ooh, I want to watch this. And, I think she was kind of, being a little, weird about, oh, this is weird and stuff, really gory, what the, and so, yeah, so I'm it was your idea to watch this, but anyway, but yeah, that's basically about, was like this kid who finds this book. I think it's like Book of Evil. I need to look at the notes, obviously, before we make the review. But like, yeah, this kid finds this book, opens it, and releases a demon into the apartment complex that mainly possesses the mom, and then like, basically, yeah, everybody ends up getting possessed, and like, yeah. It's a demonic possession movie, which is fun. But like, yeah, like, we're actually like fine with those movies. We actually like those movies. But yeah, that was the goriest. Yeah, that was the goriest movie that we watched last year. Because again, so much blood and like, yeah, people getting hurt a lot. So yeah, but that was the goriest movie. um, yeah. Then we have, I guess it's like random order basically, of the, I guess, funniest movie that we watched last year was Jennifer's Body from 2009. And like, what's the last video that we uploaded was Jade's review of Jennifer's Body. Oh boy. So like, yeah, if you want to know like her full thoughts on the movie, you can watch that review. I guess we'll try to link that in the video somewhere. Yeah. But like, that was the funniest movie that we watched last year for like horror movies. And we actually do like horror comedy movies. Some people don't like them, but like we like them. And like Jade was explaining in the video that I think we actually watched it as a kid, but like didn't remember much at all. And then when we watched it, was like, yeah, this movie is actually funny. And the story that it's based off of is not funny, but like the movie itself is like really funny, and like there's like so many references to like movies and shows and like bands and stuff, and like it's like, I don't know, it was like really funny. Like we liked it a lot. Like, and like that's why Jade said that's one of her favorite horror movies. So, yeah. Jennifer's Body is about a girl named Jennifer who gets basically sacrificed to the devil in order for this like rock band to become more famous, like popular, and then and then like she does get killed, but then she comes back as like a succubus, probably because of her not being a virgin. And then she just goes and like kills people in the school. So yeah, forgot to mention that. I'm like, oh yeah, planning to explain what the movie is about. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so back to saying like favorite horror movie. So yeah, like the favorite horror movie that we watched last year, which like I think we'd say is like, yeah, again, like favorite out of like all the ones we watched, was A Quiet Place from 2018, I think. Yeah. A Quiet Place from 2018. Like, I'm like sure everybody knows that that one is about like an alien invasion happening, and the aliens use sound to like locate people and things, and they kill them. So this family has to survive without making any noise, and like try to get like away from the aliens. So yeah, and they actually have a deaf daughter in the movie, and like she's played by an actual deaf actress. So yeah, good representation. Again, we also reviewed that movie already along with A Quiet Place Day 1. So yeah. And honestly, like, one of our favorite movies, I mean, like, I guess some people might not count it as a horror movie, more like a thriller or suspense, but they're like, we count it as a horror movie, and yeah. And like, we just really like it, because like, it's different. Like, the aliens like need to use sound in order to like find people and kill them, and again, like, most of the movie is in sign language, so there's subtitles on screen. Like, So yeah, basically, like, a movie you have to read, but I don't know, like, it's really cool, like, and also the, like, alien design is kind of cool, too. And, like, yeah, very suspenseful, like, and, like, yeah, just, I don't know, just really like it. And also, when it first came out, it was, like, yeah, definitely cool, because, like, oh, like, first ever of its kind, yeah, or at least that's what most people are making out to be, so, yeah. So, like, I really like that movie, so, like, we'd say that would be, like, our favorite for last year movie. So yeah, basically, Quiet Place was favorite from last year. And then, make ourselves get creeped out again. So next thing will be, and the most surprising, the most surprising movie for us was Saw from 2004. Because, like, when we first heard about it and was, like, seeing, like, trailers and whatever from it, we thought it was just gonna be one of those, like, what is it, like, exploitation films of, like, yeah, just, like, mindless torture, killings, all that shit. But then, like, turns out that, like, Jigsaw technically has a motive for why he's kidnapping these people and putting them through these traps. Basically to make them, like, if they survive the traps, then they will hopefully, they will hopefully value their life more, because all of the people have in common is, like, they're, like, drug addicts, or, like, sex addicts, or, like, they cut, or, like, they're, like, very depressed, suicidal, all that stuff. So, like, okay, I'm gonna put you through these traps that will possibly kill you if you don't get out, but if you get out of them, you'll actually, like, you'll actually value your life more, and possibly want to live again. Because, yeah, like, human life is very fragile, and, yeah, basically can get killed in any way possible. And, yeah. And also, the traps are actually creative. And, yeah. And, like, we will review the movie as well at some point. But, yeah, the first one involves, well, I think, like, everybody else, like, it involves, like, a doctor and a photographer being locked in the bathroom, and they have to figure out how to get out, and they're trying to figure out, like, how they got there, and, yeah. And then they also show things, about, like, the actual, like, cops and detectives trying to figure out who Jigsaw is. And that's also surprised us, because we thought it was just going to be, like, only in the bathroom. They're not going to be showing, like, things from the past or whatever. Like, oh no, like, it was, like, a lot. Like, they actually showed more than what we thought they would. And like, it's not, like, mindless torture killing, so that's good. And, yeah, also, the freaking plot twist ending of, like, God! Like, we will talk about that in the actual review. I'm like, what? Like, basically, they weren't safe at all, even when the doctor, like, left, like, yeah, like, very surprising. And we actually have the first 3 movies on DVD because of our ex giving them to us, like, before they moved out, basically, or, like, right when they moved out, they gave us a bunch of DVDs, and, like, they had the first 3 Saw movies, so they just gave them to us, and, like, we don't want to watch them, but then we ended up watching the first one with our cousin, and we're like, yeah, this is actually very surprising, so, yeah. The most surprising movie was the first Saw movie, and we will eventually review that along with the second one, because we've already watched the second one as well, so, yeah. Okay, and I think next was most disturbing. That would be Bird Box from 2018. Like, like, the main reason, like, we thought that it was the most disturbing, like, it's like, Smile should also be, like, disturbing and creepy, but I don't know, like, for some reason, like, when we were watching the first Bird Box, because the second one, we'll get into that one, Like when we were on the first Bird Box movie, we're like, you know, what if this happened like in real life, and like you wouldn't know which person would do which thing, because like, because okay, yeah, like Bird Box is about like this like what is it called, like Mad Pat. Yeah, Mad Pat described it as like some kind of like Cthulhu type monster. um yeah, this like monster like appears, and if people look at it, they either like kill themselves or they go insane. And yeah, was it Sandra Bullock, who plays the mom, like has to survive through that whole like apocalypse, like while first being pregnant and then later having her kid, and having to try to get like her kid and another kid to safety. And it only affects you if you look at the monster. Like for some reason, if you look at it, you either go crazy or you kill yourself. And I don't know, like, for some reason, when we was watching that, we're like, what if that was real? Like, you wouldn't know who would do which thing. Like, because they clearly show at one point, like, you technically can't trust anybody, like, during that whole thing, because they thought they could trust someone. But it turns out that was one of the crazy people who was just like, yeah, like, look at it, and like, it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. When they go crazy, they're just like, hey, it's so beautiful. Like, it's going to, like, take us to paradise or whatever. And it's like, it's like, yeah. At some point they found one person, like, they saved that person, and it's like, oh, that was a bad idea because he ended up killing, like, two people because, like, yeah, look at it, or whatever. So, yeah. And, like, I don't know, for some reason we thought that was, like, disturbing because, like, yeah, like, cause like, and also I guess this being like, look at the characters, but like, you don't know who's gonna end up accidentally looking at the monster and either killing themselves or just going crazy and like betraying the group. And like, I don't know, for some reason we thought that was like disturbing for some reason. Yeah, like, I don't know if like anybody else would think that, or again, like, should we just like swap like Smile with Bird Box? You like to say that Bird Box was the creepiest and like Smile was most disturbing. I don't know, but like that's what we like thought it was like most disturbing would be Bird Box, and like creepiest would be Smile. But yeah, anyway, yeah, and then we have a foreign horror movie. I technically watched like two foreign horror movies last year, which were The Mermaid, Lake of the Dead, and Birdbox Barcelona. But we're not counting The Mermaid, Lake of the Dead because we didn't finish it, even though technically it was a rewatch. But we were wanting to like fully rewatch it. Like, we ended up having to like stop watching because for some reason the DVD like froze towards the end. So yeah, so like we're not counting that movie this time. But we are counting Bird Box Barcelona. That's the second Bird Box movie, and it's from 2023. And that one is technically like the opposite of the first one, because like, well, it's actually set in Barcelona, Spain, and is from the point of view of one of the people who have like gone crazy and thinks that like, yes, you need to look at the monster, and like yes, it's so beautiful, like it'll take you to paradise or whatever. And like, yeah, and that's why we actually thought it was like actually maybe like I don't know if I want to say like the best, but like, you know, like a cool foreign horror movie that we watched last year is because like, yeah, like seeing the whole like Bird Box story from the other perspective, and actually the guy who, yeah, like the main character who is like one of the crazy people who's like, yeah, like look at the monster and stuff. He actually turns out to be a good guy later because he ends up actually like helping people, or I think he sacrificed himself. But like, yeah, I don't know, like we actually liked that. Like, for some reason, we didn't find that one as disturbing, probably because of the different perspective. And so the first one would be disturbing to us, but the second one is not so much because of the different perspective. And like, yeah, it still has like that whole shit of like, if you look at it, you're either gonna go crazy or you're gonna kill yourself. But I guess like it's not that disturbing to us, and just seemed like cool because of that perspective of like, like, what if it's a good thing? Yeah. And also like they had like I think the actors were speaking in like Spanish and German, at least like two of them were, so that was cool. Yeah, I mean it's still sad when I think the group kept like dying off, and it's also like sad that the dogs, when they ended up seeing the monster, they basically like got rabies and like bit one of the characters, but like I mean we still like the movie. Like, yeah, a cool foreign horror movie. Yeah, it was actually made in Spain, obviously, because of the title saying Barcelona. So yeah, and so yeah, like, you say that would be, I guess, our like, I guess like favorite like foreign horror movie. I don't know. Yeah, and then the last horror movie I was gonna mention is The Nun from 2018, and again, like, this is actually gonna be like ironic because like, oh, like, what if the makeup's supposed to be like The Nun? Ho ho. But yeah, we said that's our least favorite movie from last year, because, yeah, uh, first time we watched it with our cousin, both of us were falling asleep. Yeah, like, we were falling asleep. Like, we thought that maybe it was because, like, I think we stayed up, like, late the night before, and then it's like, yeah, like, we had to, like, well, we wanted to watch that movie in the morning. And so it's like, okay, yeah, like, it'd be fine, and we kept falling asleep. It's like, oh, maybe it's just because we just didn't get enough sleep. Like, yeah, no, like, like, he's like, I rewatched it today, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't fall asleep, but it was still kind of, like, boring, like, I don't know, like, it just feels like they could have just kept, I think it's Valak, as, like, a mysterious demonic nun in the Conjuring movies. And that's it, right? We don't need a whole prequel thing. Like, we don't need a whole prequel thing about this is, like, where she came from, whatever, like, but also, technically, they didn't really explain where she came from, and, like, I don't know. And also with the audio being, like, very quiet when they're talking, and then jump scares are, like, very loud, it's like, yeah, that also, like, does not go well with us at all. So that also kind of, like, took away from the story, because, like, well, if, like, we can't hear it, we're gonna have to, like, read the subtitles, and then it's like, like, I don't know, like, the story just seemed weird, like, and we actually will film a review for The Nun right after this video. And so we can actually say, like, our full thoughts on it, but, like, I don't know, just, yeah, the first time watching, we fell asleep to it, and then, like, the second time watching, we're just like, I was like, like, yeah, like, first time seeing it, we're just like, yeah, the least favorite movie, and, like, now watching it, like, at least we didn't fall asleep, but we're still like, like, we can, like, we'll talk about it more, like, in a little bit. But yeah, so, like, least favorite horror movie was The Nun. Yeah, don't know how they made a second movie, but okay, yeah. And then get to the only anime we watched. So it probably shouldn't seem, like, it probably doesn't seem that fair to be like, oh yeah, like, favorite anime when it's the only anime that we finished. But it's also a rewatch, which we will do a review of it eventually, because we do want to get back into doing anime reviews. And that's Assassination Classroom from 2013. Yay! And, like, yeah, Assassination Classroom is about, yeah, basically this class who's being taught by an alien, and like he is actually supposed to destroy the world in a year unless the students can kill him, because technically he's teaching them how to be assassins along with helping them with their grades, because they're actually like the bad class who's like the delinquents, and like they like fail like every class and stuff. And yeah, that anime is like really funny. But yeah, that anime is really funny. Like, uh, and we actually rewatched it because I forgot actually why we wanted to rewatch it. We just randomly wanted to rewatch it, and it was like, yeah, like we're gonna watch it with Emily, and then yeah, she's like, oh, okay. Then like she thought that it was like My Hero Academia, so she was like, oh yeah, I really like it, and yeah, like, and she ended up really liking it, and I think she like almost cried during like Koto Sensei's death. Because yeah, spoiler, sorry, but yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's like this is the third time we've fully watched Assassination Classroom, and yeah, I think there was like something that we kind of forgot happened, and like, oh, yeah, might need to like fast forward that because of my cousin doesn't like that shit, but but like, yeah, we still really like that anime, like one of our favorite animes. Yeah, we probably will make a video of like our favorite animes along with like favorite horror movies at some point. It's like, yeah, and yeah, it's like really funny, and we like some of the at least English voice actors in it, because we mainly watched the English dub for it. It's like, yeah, but yeah, this year we actually do plan on watching more anime, and I guess yeah, that's all for the whole like best and worst of last year. We actually did watch more horror movies than just the ones that I listed. But like those were the best that are, well, best and worst that I wanted to like point out of like ta-da, like these movies, yeah. And like yeah, like I don't think we've watched as many. Well, yeah, we've actually watched a bit of horror movies this year already. Um, and we plan on watching more anime. Yeah, and yeah, uh, yeah. Think yeah, and like, I think we mentioned it in like a life update video, um, where we actually like we're saying that like, we're just like really happy that we could watch things again, like last year and even this year, because of how 2023 was, and even like half of last year was for us, where it seemed like our ex wouldn't allow us to watch anything like by ourselves and stuff. Like, yeah, because like we went from like constantly watching like horror movies and anime and like cartoons and stuff to basically like needing to just be with our partner and like only spending time with them. Like, yeah, like we need to always comfort them, we need to like always have sex with them, we need to like always like just like I don't know, like just not like actually spend time with them like how we want to, because like, hey, like we would like to show you like all of these things, because like how we are, like if we are friends with someone or dating someone, we want to show them our interest, but it seems like we're not allowed to show them our interest because, yeah, like they're too horny, they're too sleepy, they're too depressed, and it's like, and then if we wanted to like watch them by ourselves, it's like, oh no, like we're not allowed to have alone time, but they want alone time, like, can't. Or like, you know, we want to try to watch stuff with our cousin, like, oh no, you can't watch stuff with your cousin because she might say bad things about me, like, okay, so like, yeah, but like this is why like we're so glad that we were able to watch more shit like towards the end of last year and also for this year, because it's like, yeah, like now we're allowed to watch it again. So that's kind of why we're just making it seem like a big deal. So yeah, and like hopefully our next partner will actually be fine with us watching like movies and like anime and stuff all the time, or like a lot. So like hopefully they will even want to watch those things with us. Yay! But yeah, and yeah, I guess that's all for video. Hopefully, if we do like a best and worst of 2025 video, we can do it either in December of this year or January of next year if we remember, okay? And if nothing bad happens. If y'all want to, y'all can watch the reviews that are mentioned of some of the horror movies, yeah. And next video will hopefully be the review of The Nun. And yeah, we'll also try to get back into doing animated reviews, so yeah. Oh yeah, I hope y'all like the video. We're just gonna keep making random shit. Probably people will be thinking that it's a chaotic channel, but that's how our brain is, and we want to have our channel be as chaotic as our brain is, so yeah. Hopefully people are fine with that. Yeah, thanks for watching. Peace, creatures.